Good morning, everyone. I thought I would do a little midweek check-in. Hopefully, you were able to listen to my very short Manifestation Monday this week, which just simply talked about manifesting something that will satisfy your soul, feed your soul, give you some inner inspiration. And so for me, I'm really trying to dig into getting very, very tight and strategic and disciplined with my business and growing my business, especially with the challenges that we're all facing right now in this market. So I recently had a very, very useful tool shared with me by a colleague that is very, very detailed time management tool. It takes your scheduling and your priority categories and kind of really breaks them down to another level. Found that to be extremely useful. Loving it, using it, have it posted on my board, the chunk of it that I'm doing now. But also I started digging into Traction. This is my new read. And I'm only a couple chapters in, but at the very beginning, the very first component that he talks about is your vision and how your company or business vision has to be very, very clear, not just to you, but to all of your employees and associates. Of course, I don't have employees except for anybody virtual that I may hire, and everyone else that works for me and with me are vendors and self-employed. However, my own creation of a vision statement also, I feel, needs some tweaking. So I'm working on that this morning, and I'm kind of researching different ways to really put a very clear and concise vision statement down in writing. I'm going to also have it very visual to me, so that kind of becomes a focal point, not just mentally, but visually in my life every day as I start my day and as I'm working through my day, to keep that vision very clear and at the forefront of my mind. So excited to get that going, because once you have that vision, then you set your goals and objectives as steps to creating that vision. What are these steps? What are the objectives? What are the processes that you have to have in order to reach that vision? And as I get into this, there are going to be shorter term, daily and monthly steps and processes, as well as what we call rocks, which are the 90-day objectives and processes that, you go back and review yourself every 90. I already review myself every 30 and then also every 90. So this is just going to make it a more disciplined process. And I think it's really, really important for all of us to approach, when we set the objectives that we have for the week, for the month, for the quarter, for the year, for the 3 years. It's not only important to set those objectives and have those processes, it's not just important to schedule those processes, it's super important to review them. And when you do this, you have to do it with a very open mind and some vulnerability about yourself. So when you're going to reflect on, how did I do on my processes this week, this month, this quarter, this year? And be able to really objectively look at it and say, okay, these are where I was great. These are my strengths. These are things that really created some internal as well as external growth for me as a business owner and for my company. These over here are my bucket of not so strong, need to strengthen these. What do I need to do? What additional habits and processes do I need to implement to get these stronger so that I can move them from this bucket over here to this bucket. Because once I get this bucket really full and I'm growing and I'm scaling and I'm really, really living that vision, that is really the only way that I'm going to see the results that I want to see. So I highly recommend this book, Traction. He does talk a lot. I mean, there are some aspects in it that don't necessarily apply to me as a sole business entity without a room of employees. However, it still applies because people that play a part in my business, my contractors, my broker associates, all of those people, it's important for them to know my vision as well. It's important for them to understand what my processes are and why I have them. Because ultimately, you want to be working on your business, not inside your business. And that takes a lot of steps and a lot of processes. So, excited to share this journey with you guys. I hope that this is helpful to some of you as well. If you don't already have a clear vision statement, or maybe you think you might want to tweak it, revise it, revisit it. And also, if you have other people that work for you, is everyone clearly aware of that vision and of the processes and steps that their part in helping your company realize that vision takes? So, have a great rest of your week. Please, please, please share, please comment, please give feedback, and please subscribe if you haven't. YouTube, River City Homebuyers 904. Thanks for tuning in.